Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this Data Analytics with Career Guidance course. Today, we are in day 6 of Power BI training. Today's topic will be filters. Let's go to our Power BI application and then start working on filters. We'll see various different way of using these filters. I have already imported the data here, and then we'll try to understand various different way of using these filters in Power BI. First one, okay. Let me create one simple visualization. Let me take a clustered column chart. And here, let me add region. And then let me add the sales. So we have one chart. Next, let me take a table. Here, I will take state. And then let me take sales. Right? So we have two visualization here. One will take one more profit as well. Right. So we have two visualizations here. And imagine we'll have one more page. Let me go here. Let me also take one pie chart. And here, let me take subcategory and sales. I will take column chart itself. Let it be like this. Okay. All right. So we have two different pages with some visualization. We take bar chart. Not the right chart. We'll take bar chart. All right. Now, for the entire project, assume that we have a project here. We have done some reports here. The entire project, the entire dashboard should have only East region. The scenario is I have created some project, but I want the entire project to be filtered with the East region. In this case, the simple way to do is I'll go to this Power Query editor by using this transform data. Let me click on this transform data. People, am I audible? One of the person's attendees is not able to hear. So others, can you confirm? Right. So Chennaya, please check your speakers because others are able to hear. Okay, please check. All right. So I'm coming to this Power Query editor. I have one table here. What I'll do is my requirement was to have only East region. I'll go here, region, and then I'll select this East and say okay. So in Power Query editor, I just try to filter a region and then here I'll say close and apply. When I do this, the entire project, the entire reports what we have created will be filtered with the East region because the data what we're actually taking, we have taken just East. See, here in this visualization, I have East. Here all the states have been filtered for East regions only. Here I can see states only from East region. Let's go to this page 2. Here you can see the data has been filtered only for East region. This is one way of filtering the entire project. Right. So this is one way. Now the filters what we are applying, it can be for any data. Here I've given one example of filtering only the region. But you can filter any of these columns according to the requirement. Okay, the project requirement, whatever is there. If you think you want to filter based on date, you can go here, you can filter date. If you want to filter based on ship mode, say for example, I want only first class, I'll say okay. Let's go to this Power BI. Let's see what is the value. You see here, it says 1 lakh. Okay. Now, if I filter this data, I'm just filtering this only for first class, and I'll say close and apply. And if you go and check, once the filters have been applied, let's see. See, it is 18,000 now. That means whatever you want to filter, we can go to this Power Query editor and then we can filter the data. The entire project will get filtered. This is one way of filtering the data. Let me remove the filters. Say clear filter. So wherever I've used filters, I'm just going here, region, and I'll say clear filter. Done. Now I'll say close and apply. Now all the data, whatever was filtered, that will be removed. Now I'll get all the data here. Right. So this is one way of filters where I can filter the entire project. Next filters is I can filter based on the visualization. This visualization, only this visualization, or filter in the entire page or for the entire, all the pages, whatever we have created in the project. Let's go here. I'll just convert this into, let it be as a table itself. That will be easy for us to know the names. Okay. All right. I have one visualization here. Let me also take one more visualization, and that will be customer name. Let me take one more. So there are so many examples. We'll try to understand all the examples. I will try to take customer name. Instead of region, I'll take customer name. And I'll change this to bar chart. Okay. Here I have the customer names with sales. Here I have state with sales and profit. Here I have this region data with sales, right? So we'll go one by one. Let me select this visualization. I want to filter only East, like what we did previously, but the previous filter got applied to all the reports, all the visualizations what we had created in all the pages. Now I want to filter the data only for this visualization. We have a pan here. Okay. Here we have a pan here for filters. Suppose if this is not there, this filter, see here. Okay, I can see. You can see here I have this filter pan. If it is, collapsed like this, you can just expand this. We'll get one pan here, that is filters. Here, we'll have three ways of filters. One is filters on this page. That is, in this page, I have many reports, many visuals where I can filter. Okay, if I apply a filter here, that will be applied for all the visualization within this page. The next one is filter on all the pages. All the pages, if I've created, many pages, whatever filters I apply here, that will be applied for all the visualizations. Apart from this, when I select this visual, see, I'll select this visual. You can see I'll get one more way of filtering. Now, when I select this, I selected this visual. You can see region and sum of sales. What is that? It is nothing but these two columns which I have selected for creating the visualization. So whatever columns are there in this visualization, that will be available here. I can filter the visual. Now I'll go to this region. I'll click on the small arrow. You can see that I have one small arrow. It says expand or collapse filter card. the filter card is expanded. Now I'll go here and I'll select this East. When I select this East, you can see only East, region is filtered. You can see all the other regions are hidden, and then other visualizations are not, disturbed. They are as is. So this is something like in Excel, what we have, we select some, the data, and then the visualization will get filtered. This is basic filtering. You can see that region is East. Suppose I want one more region. I'll go select this West. You can see that I'm getting West and East. We can go here. See, we can do only single selections as well by selecting this. We have this require single selection. We can do that as well. So however we want, you can go here and you can select the regions, that is entities or items, whatever you call. Filter type. Just now what we did is basic filtering. When I click here, I have three different type of filtering: advanced, basic, and top N. Now I use this basic filtering, wherein I have the option of selecting the entities or items. Now let's go to this visualization. Okay, the customer. Here also, I have only two columns which I've selected for creating the visualization. I have this customer name and sum of sales. When I click on this customer name, for basic filtering, I'll get all the list of names. I'll go here. I'm selecting this. See, only those selected names will be filtered. But not always I can do here. I have so many names. I cannot go and keep on selecting the names. Suppose I want to filter, say, based on some criterias. I'll go to this advanced filtering. Here it says show items when the value contains, does not contain, starts with. There are so many options. Now I'll go here, I'll say starts with, and I'll mention A. Apply filter. See, all the names which starts with customer name A will be filtered. If I would have used basic filtering, then I have to go here and keep on selecting this manually like this. So whenever you have some requirement, say, try to understand the requirement and then try to, apply the filters. Let me clear this again. I'll go here, I'll say advanced filtering. Again, so just now we did this contains A, starts with A. Now I'll say contains. Here I'll go and I'll say, I want to filter all the names where I have the characters ARE. Let it be anywhere in the names. I'll say ARE, I'll say apply filter. You can see the names are getting filtered wherever I have this ARE. So this is advanced filtering. So depending on my requirement, I can go here. I can select the items here based on these criteria. Same thing can be applied even for the table as well. I'll go here, select here. See, I have the state and sum of profit, sum of sales. I'll go here, I'll click here, and here I'll get the selections. Whatever selections I do, only those selections will be available in the table as well. I have this basic filtering and advanced filtering. Here also I'll say all the states starting with A should be filtered. I'll say apply. See, let's say yes. Apply. All right. Okay. This is, let me clear all this. We can clear this by using this. There is one eraser icon. Click on this. The filters are removed. So I'll select here. You can see I have this icon. I can just click on this. I can filter. Say I can remove the filters. Done. Next, what we saw was the filters for text columns. Same thing can be done for number column as well. There is one more top N. I'll come to that later. Now I have this number column here, that is sum of sales. Here also we have the sum of sales, and here we have sum of sales and profit. So anything, say for example, now let's go with some simple ones. Let's say I'll select this. I have this visualization where I have this customer name. I have the sales value here, which is aggregated. Okay, which is aggregated. Now I'll click on this sum of sales. Here I'll say greater than or equals to, let me mention 15,000. So let's say 25,000. Just go here and check. 11,000, 25,000 we have. Okay, only one is there. Let's make it as 15,000. Apply. See, only 3 customers are with more than 15,000. Let me make it as 5,000 and see. Apply. See, these many are having the sales more than 5,000. Let me select this visualization. I'll go to this number column, that is sum of profit. Here I have few numbers with negative numbers. I'll go here. I'll say greater than or equal to 0, and I'll say apply filter. See, all the states with negative profit, the values which are negative in profit column will be filled. All right. So this is another way of filtering, that is numbers. Now, whatever filters we did is based on the columns what we have in the visualization. Let me select this customer name, and I'll go here to this customer name, and I'll click on this arrow mark. Here I have this advanced filtering, and I'll say top N. Now this top N is nothing but it will filter me the top 10 or say top 5 or top 100, whatever numbers I specify, the top N values, that is top N entities. I selected this top N. As soon as I selected this top N, you can see that it says show items top or bottom. Either I can select top or bottom. I'll say top. I want top 10 values. When I say top 10 values, on which column I need to filter top N? Here it says by value, add data fields here. So in this case, now I need to drag and drop a column. On which column, based on which column I need to filter this. I'm dragging this sales column. Again, I have to drag it because here I'm selecting top N, but based on which column I should filter this top N, I'll select this sales and I'll put it here. See, it is asking for sum of sales. I'll say apply filter. You can say I'll get top 10 sales value here. So whenever you think that, I'm selecting this top N, it asks for one more extra column here. We have to drag and drop. So this column, though it is there here, sum of sales, but still have to go here and select it if you're using this top N in one of the text columns. Right? Okay. Let me clear this. Apart from this, we saw that the filters what we did is based on the visualization. That is whatever columns are there in the visualization. Apart from this, suppose if you want to filter based on a column which is not there in the visualization, understand, the field which is not there in the visualization. Let me go here. I'll take ship mode and I'll drag and drop here. The ship mode is not available in this visualization. I'll go here. I'll say first class. See, the data has been filtered based on first class, second class. This is the basic filtering. If you click here, again, I'll have the same kind of, options. I'll say advanced filter. I want all the names starting with S. Say S, apply filter. So likewise, it is not that always we have to filter based on the columns what we have in the visualization. We can also filter based on other column as well. But the columns which I drag and drop, which is not there in the visualization, that will not be visible here. It is just used for filtering. And you can see if the columns, okay, in the visualization are there, if you go and move the cursor, if you hover the cursor here, you can see I'll get only expand or collapse filter card. But if you move here, you can see there is one X mark as well, which we can close, that is remove filters. Okay, so suppose if you think that you want to add extra column, let's say I'll again add and will show you. You can see we have this X mark. This means this column is not available in the visualization, but still you can use it for filters. But the same thing, whichever columns are used in the visualization, that cannot be closed. It can only be removed from here. Okay, right. This is filter within visualization. Let me select, and if I have given any filters here, just try to remove everything. Okay, right. Next is we have filters on this page. Filter on this page means if I apply filters here, okay, here we have to drag and drop a column on which we need to filter. If I drag and drop a column, then it will ask for same options what we had. Let me go here. Let's say I want to filter based on, first we'll take this subcategory. I'll just take one column here, or we'll take a simple one, region. I'll put it here. You can see that I'm getting same options, but when I click on this filter type, you can see I'm not getting top N. For this, top N will not be available. Let me select this basic filtering. I'll click on this east. You can see all the visualizations here are getting filtered based on east or south or whatever selections I'm doing. Let me clear, I'll close this. Let me take the state, okay? Drag and drop state. Now we understood about the basic filtering. Let's say advanced filtering. I'm taking this advanced filtering because in region, we have only 4 items. So here advanced filtering, I'll say what I've taken state, say starts with S. Okay, only 2 regions are there. Here the customers are getting filtered, and here you can see the region where we have these states. Okay, only those regions are getting filtered. So likewise, we can use this advanced filtering. But top N is not available because there are some visualizations which might not support this top N. All right, so let me close this. This is filters on this page. The next one what I have is filters on all the pages. When I say filter on all the pages, whenever I drag and drop a column here, it is exactly same what we have for this filter on this page, but this one, filter on all pages. Let me just move this customer name to another page here. Okay, I just moved so that we'll have more pages. Now, let me take the region again. Same thing we'll do. I'll just go here. I'll put this region here and I'll select East. See, East here. This visualization got filtered by East. Here we have this East. Then again, I'll go to this page 2. Here also we got the subcategories filtered based on East. And if you go here and check, see here also we have all the customer name which is filtered based on East. Now let me go here and I'll say West. See, now this is getting filtered by West. Go to this page 2. All these are getting filtered by West. And then here you can see this page also is getting filtered by West. So here also we have this basic filtering and advanced filtering. Depending on the selection, we can do that filtering, that is basic or advanced. Right. So we understood about all 3 different filters, that is filter within the visualization, filter on this page, and also filter across all the pages. All right. Okay. So we also understood that we have to drag and drop for these, filter on this page and filter on all the pages. And one more thing you have to observe, for filters on all the pages, if you go and check, once you apply the filters, that has been available for all the pages. But the same thing, if you just take this, say, for example, I'll take the ship mode, put it in filter on this page. Now, if you go select the same day, see, if you go to this page 2, that filter is not available, but only this filter on all the pages only will be available. So depending on my requirement, I can use this filters pan, that is within the visualization, filters on this page and filters on all the pages. This is second way of filtering the data. All right, well, let's clear all the filters and then we'll go to next type of filters. I'm just clearing all this. Okay. Yeah. So we understood second way of filtering by using this filters pan. Next way of filtering the data. The next way is, suppose, let me take this and put it here. Just imagine I have one visualization. Let me click on this west region. See, the data is getting filtered here. Let me go here, copy this, paste it, and I'll change this to state. Okay. Now here, let me click on central. In this table, you can see I'm getting only states based on central. So I'll click on south. See, let me also take one more visualization. Let me check. Taking one more visualization. Let me keep it here. I'll change this to shift mode. Right. And then let's change this to pie chart. I love this legend. I just wanted this more, visual here. Let me click on this west. See, the data is getting filtered. Here you can see in the state, I'm getting only west, the states which are in west region. But if you see these two visualization, it is actually not filtering. This is called as highlighting. See, when I click on central, it is highlighting. Here also you can see based on the values, it is getting highlighted. So now what we're actually getting here is just getting highlights. That is, in this table, the data is getting filtered. In this visualization and in this visualization, you can see it is getting highlighted. It is not filtering. So how can I actually filter? So what do you mean by filter? I should get only those states which are related to this region which I've selected here. So for this, what we have to do is select this visualization. Go to this format. In this format, we have something called as edit interaction. Let me click on this edit interaction. When I click on this format edit interaction, for this, you have to select this visualization, any visualization. See, I'll click outside, you'll not get that format. When I select this, then I'll be getting this format edit interaction. When I click on this edit interaction, you can see 3 icons. For some of them, we'll have only 2 icons, but in this case, we have 3 icons. So see, in this table, I have only 2 icons. I'll tell you why. There are 2 icons and 3 icons. For some visualization, okay, we'll have these 3 icons. That is, you'll have this filter, highlight, and none. But for table, if you go select this, I have only, select here, see, I have filter and none. So what are these? Let me tell you. I selected this visualization. When I select this west, you can see the data in some visualization is getting highlighted and some visualization is getting filtered. Now what I'll do, instead of this highlight, I'll click on this filter. Now when I select here, see, the visualization is getting filtered. Still here it is getting highlighted. I'll change this to filter, see. All right. Now when I select this region, all the visualizations are getting filtered. That is within the page. This is another way of filtering the data. Now we just observe. I'll go here. I'll select, this ship mode. I'll select this one of the items here. See, if I select this, the region is getting filtered. It's not filtered. Sorry, it's highlighting. If I click on this filter, that means whatever data is there for this selection, this will get filtered. Now, suppose if you think when I select any of these items, okay, any of these items, this visualization should not get filtered. It should not get filtered. Let's say I'll go here to this state. I'll select this visualization. You can see that depending on whatever state I've selected here, this will get filtered. So if you think from this visualization, this region visualization should not get filtered, I'll click on this none. Now, when I click here, see, no interaction is there now within these two visualization. The same thing, let me go here. I'll click on this, see. Again, the filter starts. I'll say none. Now, if you see, if I click here, nothing will happen to this. There is no interaction. That means we are disconnecting. So we are not interacting between these two visualizations. Again, if you think, see here, it is getting highlighted. If you think I want to filter, go. For every visualization, if to go and you have to change the options here. So from this particular visualization, what all changes should happen here. So that you have to do. If you click on this none here, nothing will be filtered here. So you have to understand the requirement and then try to filter the data here. All right. So this is another way of using these filters. This is not applied for other pages. For other pages, there is another way, which I'll be telling you in the next session. So we have something called as drill through. Based on the drill through, we can actually, filter the data. That is, if I click on the central, then the data which is there in other pages will be filtered. That is based on drill through. That we'll do in the next session. That is, we need to know about the tooltip, and then we can use this drill through and then filter from other pages as well. All right. This is another way of filtering. There is one more way of filtering by using visualization. Now, when I select this, you can see that format, I have enabled this edit interaction. After you think all these options are done, all the options you have enabled, disabled, whatever you want to do, then remove this edit interaction. Done. Now, if you go here, select this scene. No interaction here between these visualizations. But if I click here, all the other visualizations will be filtered, right? The next one is based on slicer. Here I have something called a slicer. Let's click outside. Click on this slicer. Slicers are nothing but they are actually used for filtering the visualizations or the data, whatever we have on canvas. Now let me go here. I will add one one column. Let's say we'll add region. I have the regions here. You just observe. I'll go here. I will click on this center. Center. See, all the visualizations within that page, it's getting filtered like this. Now again, for this also we can use the edit interaction. I'll go here, see. In this case, if I click on the central, this is getting filtered. I don't want, nothing should happen to these filters. So I'll go here. And here I will click on this none. See? So nothing will happen to this visualization because I have selected this none. So there is no interaction. Right? Okay. Now coming to this slicers, what I have now is the list. You call it as list box. Okay. Now suppose if you think I want to have multiple selections, hold control and I can select here multiple selections. In the older version, we have this one small arrow. If I click here, we used to get one list of options to change the type of this slicer. But now you have to go here, select this slicer, and then here what we'll do, see, here we have this slicer settings. You have to go here to this slicer settings. Previously, it was available here in the small arrow. Now you can see that it says select format, slicer settings, option style. I'll go here, we have the slicer settings. Here we have these options. Here we have three options: vertical list, tile, and drop down. Usually we use this drop down. See, I have this drop down here. I can keep it somewhere on top, but as of now, we'll just keep it here only. Click here, see, list. Here. Right. Now let's go to the slicer settings. Here, I can either make it vertical list or drop down. Apart from this, I have this tile. So that, will make us something like a buttons like this. See? If you think I want to make it something like a button, we can make a button like this. Just reduce this like this and then drag it like this. You can make it vertical or horizontal depending on your requirement. Again, if you just try to expand like this, you can make something like so grid as well. We call it as grid like this. So depending on your designs, what you do, the dashboard design, you can plan your slicers. All right. So let me change this to vertical list. Let it be. We have more options to check here. We have the selection. Here it says single selection. When I select the single selection, that means this will become like an option button. See, keep in mind, not only in Power BI, even if you go to any other forms, what you're creating, this, if you have round, icon here with selections, this is single selection always. When I have square, that means it is checkbox, multiple selections. Let's go here. Slicer settings, vertical list, single select, I'll say off. I have this multiple selection with the control. Okay, it says multiple selection with control. Now what happens if you give this to your customer? He might not know this because we cannot go and tell for everyone to have this. Using control, do this multiple selection. I'll switch off this. When I switch off this, I'll get this checkbox like this. See, I can do the selection without using control. Sometimes what happens, we need to have select all options. If you give the select all, see, we have the select all. So you can use these selection type, based on your requirements. Go here and say drop down. Here also will have this single selection, multi-selection, because when I click here, I'll have these selections like this. If it's a single selection, again, this will become like a option button. Now when I select this style, okay, for the styles will not have those selections because this will be, single selections only by default. Slicer settings. See, I give this selection, say I'll go here, multi-selection. So here also we can do that, but it is always recommended. See these buttons, we don't actually use this kind of buttons. Usually we use this for single selection. That's why by default we'll get that single selection. Okay, so this is about slicers. Now the slicers, let me change this. I'll change this to drop down. And what I'll do, I will keep it. Let me remove this option. Keep this table here. I'll keep this drop down on top. Usually we'll keep the drop down on top. I'm just rearranging the visualization. Right. Now, I have three different pages. Okay. Page 1, page 2, page 3. If I filter here, say I will select central. The same thing should be filtered in page 2 and page 3 as well. So for this, what we have to do, let me select this, this slicer. Go to this view. Here I have something called a sync slicer. When I click on the sync slicer, you can see that I have, two columns here. One is refresh, one is view. Now, if you want to have the same slicer in another page, I'll go yourself, click on this page 2. Here I've just selected only this view. Okay, if I go here and select this page 2, see, I'll get the slicer here. Now let me filter this. I'll say east. I have the central and east both. If I go to this page 1, you can see only central is selected. But let me select this. I'll go here. I'll select on this refresh. Now you just observe. I'll go here. I'll select this south. When I select this south, now central and south is selected. I'll go to this page 2. Here also we'll have central and south. That means they are synced now with refresh. Let me select only west. If I go back, see, here also it is filtered with west selection. Sometimes what happens, we have hierarchical report. If I want to filter, say here I'll filter, and in all the other pages also, the data should get filtered. But you should not give an option of filtering again from this page. In that case, what we can do is go to this sync slicer. What I'll do is, we'll keep only this refresh and we'll remove this view. Now I can see that I have this refresh. If I go here and check, I don't have any visualization here, see. Now let me click here and I'll say central. Now when I selected this central, all the pages, if you go, the data is filtered based on central, but you'll not have the option of filtering here. That means if you have a hierarchical report and this is the main page, if I filter the data here, rest all the other sheets also should get filtered. So you can do these options, select here and this sync slicers. Okay, so these are some of the filtering options. There are more other ways also to filter. That is, we have this drill through. When I move my cursor here, see, I'll get one tooltip. We call this as tooltip. And here we'll get the drill through. Or if you right click, we get the drill through here. Right click and we'll get the drill through here. About that, I will tell you in the next session. Okay, so this is about today's session, that is filters. Okay, so try to work on this. The data has already been given. Try to create some visualizations, whatever you feel, whatever you wish, and then try to understand all the different way of filters, what I thought today. So these filters play a very important role, because when I create a project, when I create a dashboard, if you want to read the data, okay, I cannot read all the data at one shot. Imagine I have more than 600 customers. So I can go and keep on checking those customers, because they can be in various different regions or with various different criteria. So depending on the criteria, I'll try to filter, try to understand. Okay, right. So I'll stop the session for today. Now, before I take the questions, I want 1 minute of yours quickly. Tell me how was today's session. Quickly, I want all of you to message. After that, I'll take your questions. Quickly, I want all of you. People, this 1 minute actually shows the entire session, how it was. Okay, for that reason, I'll just ask you people. So I want all of you to mention it. Good. Very good. Okay, fine. Now, let me take the questions. Already there are some questions which have been asked. Sarvesha is asking how many types of filters are there in PBI. I just mentioned a few filters, okay? So these are the different way of filtering. So there are various different ways depending on the requirement, we can actually try to apply the filters. So, if you want to have the entire project to be filtered, yes, we can do the filters. We have the filters in, DAX function as well. There also we can try to use the filters. I showed you in the DAX function, in the previous session about the formulas. There also we can do the filters. So there are various different ways where we can use these filters. Okay. Right. Sai Anish, calculations allows filters in Power BI. So calculation allow filters in the sense, yes, if you have used calculations, okay, if you have used calculated field, the columns, these filters also will get applied there as well. Right. Any other questions? Swati Paturde, is project included in this training? Yes, I will be showing you a project as well, and I'll be giving you an assignment as well. Okay, so Bharat is asking, is it possible to share the files in PBI like in Excel? Okay, sure, I'll do that, Bharat. I'll save this file and I'll send it to. I'll put that in that particular folder itself. Let me save this now only. I thought this is not much useful for you people, but still, if you think you need, I will save this. Okay, let's make it as A06 filters. Sure, Bharat, I'll send that. Where can I get this data set? Sarvesha, I don't know whether you're new joining. You have one app where I put all the data. Okay. All the data set, whatever is there, everything is there, even with the videos. So please try to install the app. You have the course there, free data analytics with career guidance course. Just register for that. You will get. Let me give you the link. I'm just giving you the link. Okay. Right. So in this link, I have all the data. Also, if you go here, you get the links here. Okay. So you can go here, you can check the links here. WhatsApp group link. You can click on this. Once you register, you'll get this. You can get joined to the WhatsApp group as well. Please join the WhatsApp group as well. Right. So people, I will be posting these videos in the app. Can we get few more data sheets for practice? Bharat, I'll give you, but don't get confused now. So let's work on, one data set. Okay. So when you're learning, please use one particular data set. If you're using multiple data set, you might get confused. I have. Okay. I'll be giving you. There are so many hundreds of data sets, or you can go to If you still feel that you need more data set, I'll give you the list of data set links you can download from there. There are so many data sets which you can get it from GitHub, Kaggle. There are so many other websites. Okay, let me just list down and I'll give you. We can do that. How to import the data from SQL to Power BI. I think we have done this. You just go and check the video, Sai, Anish. There are some videos in this course itself. So please do that. Otherwise also, we'll do that. We have the projects. In that, I'll show you how to do that. You just have to go here. Okay, so let me just show you. Go here, get data. Here we have this SQL server. Click on this SQL server. You need to have the server name. Okay, and then give the server name here and then say, okay, that's it. If you have any credentials, you can give the credentials. If you don't have any credentials directly, if you want to connect, you can connect them. Right, people. So we'll stop the session now. We'll catch up tomorrow, 7 a.m. with one more interesting topics. Okay. Take care, all of you. Have a great day. See you guys tomorrow. And all the videos, all these files, everything will be posted. I'll be putting that, we'll be adding everything in that link. So please go and check there, download that, and then start working on this. Okay. Thanks, all of you. Take care. See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.